What up, YouTube? It's Joe, aka Mr. MRT Mustang 1. Making an update video. A couple things I forgot to mention in my last video. I wanted to make it quick, but I forgot a couple things. First thing I wanted to talk about was the last thing that changed from stock to aftermarket on my car was the rear shock tower. It's the only thing that lasted the test of time that was still Traxxas. I put an RPM one on, but there's a slight modification. If you do end up going with my setup or using the shocks, any setup you want to do, but if you end up using these shocks, that you're gonna have to do. Alright, if you look, it's an RPM rear shock tower. This is the old stock shock tower. So the springs and shocks, or the shocks, fit perfect, because if you see, there's a little dip there. In the RPM, when I first got it, it didn't have that little dip. It was just basically this continued straight. These wouldn't fit. The shock cap kept hitting, it wouldn't fit correctly. Take a Dremel and you kind of make it look like the stock one, and they fit again. So that's a little modification I figured out after buying it and doing it. It's the first time I changed it. Like I said, it's the only thing that stood the test of time that was actually left from Traxxas. So officially everything on this car is aftermarket. Next thing I wanted to talk about was the XO-1 tires, a little more in depth than I talked about it before. The way I purchased them was the front tires I bought, rims and tires mounted, pre-glued, everything from the factory, because the front tires you don't have to worry about as much as the rears. It's a rear-wheel drive car. It gets, the power from the motor goes straight to these, so these need to be done right. So what I did was bought them separate, rims and tires separately. Well, first let me show you the RPM rear shock tower, part number 80832, and then this is the fronts, pre-assembled, the XO-1 tires, 6479. This is the wheels, the black chrome rear, 6476, and the slicks, wait a minute, I picked the same damn one up again, didn't I? Here we go. Slicks, S1 compound rear, XO-1, 6470. Alright, then I wanted to talk about glue. There's a couple glues I've used. There's one in particular I want to talk about today, but I'm going to go through the other ones. First, I started off with this Maxi Cure glue. Okay, and that stuff's pretty good, but I found one that was a little bit better. I got this one here, the IC2000, the tire glue. It's infused with rubber, so I guess it gives a little more before it breaks. Still not my favorite. Pretty good, still not my favorite. I know this isn't hobby glue, it's Gorilla Glue, but it works really, really good. But still, like I said, not my favorite. If you don't get the Gorilla Super Glue and you get this Gorilla Glue and you use it, you will mess your shit up. This is not for tires. This stuff expands as it dries. It will mess your shit up. Don't use this. Super glue, not crazy Gorilla Glue. Well, it's both Gorilla Glue, but trust me, this is the one I want to talk about. AKA, this is what I use to glue the XO-1 tires on, and I haven't ran the car yet, but I've heard that this stuff is the shiznittle bump, snip snap sack. So, like I said, I haven't ran it yet, so I'll have to test it out, but AKA premium tire glue. So, check that out. I've heard from a lot of reputable people that this stuff is the best stuff on the planet for tires, so I'm going to take their word for it. See if it holds up to 120 plus mile an hour. So check that out. It's really good glue. The last thing I want to talk about was, and I talked about this in my last video, rcspeedjunkies.com. Definitely check it out. Go in. It's free to make an account. There's a lot of good information on there about, rustler, the XO-1, off-road, on-road, buggies. Check it out. If you go on there and you don't see something on there that you want to talk about, post a comment, say, hey, how about this car, how about this car, and pretty sure they'll be able to oblige you with what you're looking for. I mean, if you want to talk about a Slash or a TC5, TC6, Serpent, X-Ray, say something, create a thread. A lot of people on there that know a lot about speed, a lot of people on there know a lot about bashing. So either way, if you like to go fast or you like to jump and smash and bang around, hey, you can find it all there. Like I said, rcspeedjunkies.com. Check it out. I'm out.